before we talk about the science of sales and marketing, we have to talk about the science of how humans, Homo sapiens, make decisions. All right? Think of the decisions we'll make from small to big. Okay? What to have for lunch when we go to a international food court with 10, 20 different choices. All right? And should we go to college at all? What do we major when we are an undergrad in university? Which university do we attend? And who do you date? And which company do you work for upon graduation? All right. Who do you marry? When do you marry? All right. Should you buy a house? Which house to buy? And should you have a kid? How many kids? And which car to buy? All of this, okay, are they rational decisions? Are they? Now, if you look at Homo sapiens evolutionarily, okay, using a science-based analytical method, okay, through the lens of human evolution, okay, look at our closest evolutionary cousins, or even our distant evolutionary cousins. Do you see chimps and monkeys make rational decisions, or do you see them being mostly emotional? All right, chimps are more like, I want my bananas and I want them now. Don't you ever take away my bananas from me. Have you seen monkeys get upset because the other monkey is getting more food or better food? Right? So the truth is, Homo sapiens make decisions emotionally, just like how we have been over the past thousands, millions of years. We make decisions emotionally, and then we use our neocortex to backward justify, to backward rationalize our decisions. All right? Now, go back to our previous examples. Let's say you work in the office on a lunchtime, you go to the shopping mall nearby to go to the international food court with 10, 20 different selections for you to choose from, okay? There's hamburger, there's pasta, there's pizza, there's stromboli, there's taco, there's burrito, there's Korean noodles, there's Japanese noodles, there's Chinese fried rice, okay? There's Chinese fried noodles, and there's Chinese fried rice noodle, there's Vietnamese noodles, okay? There's like a gazillion, all right? So there's like 10, 20 outlets, okay, trying to get your business to serve you lunch, all right? How do you make a decision? You walk around, all right, and then you choose based on which one you feel like. It's a complete emotional choice, all right? And then you chose your food. Do you want to choose something to drink? Again, it's an emotional decision. You want to drink water, soda, diet soda, okay, iced tea, or coffee, or what have you. It's all an emotional decision. Same thing with bigger decisions, all right? Who do you date? Who do you date? Okay, who do you marry? Is that a logical decision or is that an emotional decision? All right? What do you major during your undergrad? Okay, if you don't feel like studying electrical engineering, you're not going to do it. Okay? If you don't feel like studying accounting, you're just not going to do it. Nobody can force you to study accounting. All right? I mean, they could, but you're just going to put up some very, very good resistance. And what about which company to work for upon graduation? All right. What about which city to live? What about who do you propose to get married with? What about which house to buy? What about which car to buy? What about how many kids to have? All of these biggest decisions in our lives, they are all made emotionally, and then we use our logical thinking ability to backward justify, to backward rationalize. Let that fact sink in. Okay? That is the science of how humans make decisions from small to big. All right? Even science itself, okay? We use logical thinking, logical deduction, okay, to study science. We observe, we hypothesize, we theorizing, and then we design a test to test our theory, and then we repeat. It's called the scientific method. We keep on observing, hypothesizing, theorizing, and then experimenting. I repeat, all right? Why do we do that? It's to eliminate all the emotions in our thinking by doing tests, by designing different tests to find out the so-called unconscious bias that we are not conscious about because it's our emotion, okay? So the scientific method is trying to be as logical, as rational as possible. But why do we engage in studying science? Is that a rational reason? Okay? No. It's an emotional reason. We want to study science. We study science because of curiosity, because we want to find out how the universe we are in operates. We want to find out the operating principles of the universe. That is curiosity, right? That is a very, very deep emotional reason, right? We want to find out how the universe operates so we can turn the lever. We can create environments that's better for us, right? We want to understand physics, temperature, weather, so we can build houses, right, to provide warmth in winter and then shield us from the heat in summer, all right? We want to understand science so we can produce better transportation devices, communication devices. The reasons for science and engineering, they are all emotional. The method to do science and engineering is all logical, or as logical as we possibly can. But the reasons are all emotional. And the pain and the pleasure plays a huge part in our decision-making process. Okay? In particular, short-term pain, short-term pleasure. Long-term pain and long-term pleasure. Okay? Wise people, people who are mature, people who are self-disciplined, okay, they try as hard as they can to endure short-term pain in order to gain long-term pleasure. Okay? People who lack maturity, people who lack self-discipline, they think they are entitled to indulge as much short-term pleasure as possible. Okay? All that present, immediate, hedonistic indulgence, right? They think they're entitled to as much of those as possible. And they don't think about the long-term pain they will have to endure as a result of their short-term pleasure seeking. Okay? Human decisions are all based on pain and pleasure. Except wise people, they got burned when they were young. They've been taught by their parents or by their parental figures, by their teachers. Okay? So they try to control themselves by avoiding, okay, short-term pleasure in order to gain long-term pleasure, in order to avoid long-term pain. And this is an open secret that anyone and everyone who is wise, who is emotionally mature, who is emotionally intelligent knows about it. Okay? All the wise teachers, all the wise old community leaders, grandpa, grandma, okay, of the family, grandpa, grandma of the neighborhood, the elderly gentleman and then the elderly grandma of the block, the street, the neighborhood, they all know about this. And they all use this, okay, as a principle for them to guide young people, young students, younger generation. When younger generation come to older generation seeking advice, seeking help. And this is how the older generation who's been through the pain, they know what to do or what not to do. And they use this to lead their communities, their families, their clans. Successful business owners, okay? Effective leaders in the corporate world, or managers in the corporate world, or in any kind of organization, be it private sector, public sector, okay? Or parental figures, community leaders, religious leaders, okay? Even political leaders. They all know this. And this is their secret, all right? And they're not going to tell you about it, and they're waiting for you to figure this stuff out for yourself. And the minute you figured this stuff out, you will be welcomed into the leadership class, the leadership club, be it in an organization or in a neighborhood or in a community or in a religious organization, in a community organization, in a neighborhood organization. If you're not aware of this, okay, leadership positions are not open to you, and your business is going to struggle. But the minute you figure this stuff out, you will go places. Leaders who already know this, they will welcome you. They're not going to tell you this. Okay, they're waiting for you to realize this yourself. Okay, this is talked about, for example, in ancient Chinese philosophy. Okay, Buddhism in China all the time. It's you realized the wisdom yourself. Your teacher did not tell you. The teacher will draw pixie dust, will draw paints, but really, it's up to you to figure this sort of wisdom out. And once you understand this, you will go places. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So this way, when I release new educational videos, you will be notified and you will be the first to learn. And also, make sure you send this video to as many people as possible so we can all learn and grow together and help each other to grow together. We're in this together. And if you need private coaching, business consulting, or training, feel free to contact me. And my contact details are linked below.